garden friends, it's Mrs. Coffee. Today we are going to be going over how you can make your own little greenhouse at home. We've done this at school, and so now that we're all going to garden together at home, I thought we should go over it again. So basically, all you have to do is get a gallon of milk or apple juice or spring water and drink it. It's very easy. Or if you're like me, I have friends like Rory and James who drink a lot of milk. And so they bring me these containers from their recycling. The first thing you want to do is give it a good rinse out with water. I rinse it out 2 times with water, then I rinse it out 1 time with hot water and 1 small drop of dish soap. Give it a big shake and then rinse it out with water to get all of that milk out. Otherwise, whenever you get it out of the recycling, it will be a stinky, stinky mess. The next thing I do is I just peel off the labels. This way, we have a nice, beautiful greenhouse. The way that this works as a greenhouse is that it's going to let in the sunlight, and it's going to trap the sunlight and the heat and the moisture inside of this greenhouse. The next thing I like to do is I use a meat thermometer. You may want to ask your parents for help. I use a meat thermometer, and then on the bottom there are 4 little triangles. One right here, right here, right here, and right here. In each of those triangles I put 3 holes, like this. 1, 2, 3. Turn it to the next triangle. 1, 2, 3. Now you may want to ask your parents for help. I would hate for you to accidentally poke yourself with something sharp. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so who can do this garden math? If I have 4 triangles, and in each triangle I did 3 holes, see if you can calculate how many holes total. We need to punch those holes because we want drainage. Once we give our greenhouse a little bit of water, we want the extra water to come out of the bottom. If we don't make drainage holes, our seeds will actually rot in the soil. So now that I have my drainage holes, I've poked a hole right here, and you can ask your parents to help with that starter hole right underneath the handle. The important part is right underneath the handle, there's this little flat space. That's the only area that we're not going to cut open. So I like to start right here and then go in a straight line all the way around until I get back to this flat space, leaving this flat space connected. So this is how I do it. My friend started a hole for me. Now I can take my scissors and I can simply cut all the way around. I'm going to try to do as straight of a line as possible so that it doesn't get jagged edges. Going all the way around the perimeter, kind of like the equator on a globe. Making sure that I don't cut this section right here. So now, since I didn't cut the handle, you can see it's a nice little hinge. Do you see that? Open and close. Open and close. Now all I have to do is fill this up with some soil. Like this. This is actually a seed starting soil. You don't have to have a fancy soil like this. You know what, in times of necessity, sometimes you can just go out and get dirt from your own yard. I've been known to do that before. But today, I'm starting off with a bag of soil that I had that's specifically for starting seeds. And the 2 seeds that I'm going to start today, my favorite squash. This is a tromboncino, which is from Italy. And it's called tromboncino because it actually looks like a trombone. It's really long and skinny, but it has this big, wide section at the end. I love to plant this because this one plant is so prolific. So I can get lots and lots of squash or zucchini off of this one plant. Even if I just planted 1 seed in my yard, it would be enough to feed me all summer long. But since I'm going to be feeding not only myself, but my entire family, and I love to share with friends and neighbors too, I'm going to be planting lots and lots of seeds. I love to eat this as a winter squash. It kind of tastes sweet like butternut, but then whenever it's young, it tastes like a delicious summer squash. So I eat it when it's young. I eat the blossoms, and then I also eat the fruit when it's young, kind of middle-aged, and letting it sweeten into a winter squash. The other seed that I'm going to be planting today is lettuce. So this is a salad bowl lettuce, and it's a mixture of both green salad bowl and red salad bowl lettuce. So this is a very small seed. So if I'm looking at my favorite garden tool, a small seed, I'm going to make a hole that's only to this first little line on my finger, the first little line. But for zucchini or pumpkin, it's a very large seed. So I need to go 1, 2, 3 little lines down on my finger whenever I'm making the hole for the zucchini. So this is a zucchini hole all the way down, but this is a lettuce seed hole. So then after I've planted all of those, I close the lid. I'm going to label it right here with the seed that I planted, and then come back to it later. So as you can see, my daughter Grace planted this red leaf lettuce. Let's see, she labeled it red bunny lettuce because she's growing it for her bunnies. And she planted it on February 27th, 2020. So almost a month ago. Now, since we've kept the lid on, it's trapped in the moisture, it's trapped in the heat, and it's growing beautifully. Once it gets too big for your greenhouse, I'm going to show you how to up pot. That means just putting it into a larger container, and I'll do that in our next video. Happy gardening, friends!